quick tutorial just to show you how the quote form works. If you're looking to buy Mexican insurance, you can get a really quick quote, and you can also run through the policy process and check out. And I mean, it takes minutes if you have everything handy. You're going to want to have your registration or title handy, so your name, your address that's on that information, your VIN number, and your plates. All the standard stuff, nothing too complicated. So for a vehicle, that's what we're going to focus on here. You can go to this quick link, Get Insured Now. That'll take you right into the quote form. Very easy. The other way you can do it, we have all of our individual products here. So you're going to have different quote forms according to product. So if you're looking for RV insurance, go here. If you go to this quick link, this is just for auto. We'll have that redesigned at some point so it's easier to access in that header. But we're going to do car, auto, which brings you to this page. And then you hit that link. Quote form. We partner with a couple different brokerages, so we can offer a robust range of policy options, different price points, different coverages. I think the more options, the better. For auto, a lot of our stuff comes from Novamar. They are fantastic. We work with them, so you get 2 layers of customer service. You get customer service directly through us and through them. They're domiciled in Mexico, so they're on both sides of the border. Makes it really easy to navigate the claims process. You have bilingual agents. They're just a great company overall. So this is the quote form. We're going to go ahead and just do a sample name, fake phone number, okay, we're going to go ahead and say this is a pickup. Say it's a 2014. I'm just making this up right now. I've already purchased my own policy. Now, policy term, this is an important thing. If you're only going for a couple days, go for those daily rates. Makes a lot of sense. As you start climbing up the ladder here, in terms of value, it makes sense to jump to 6 months. Sometimes it'll equal out around this 20-day mark, but typically once you start getting past 10, 11, 12 days, you're going to get a better value for 6 months. That's just how they price things. And then if you want to go to a year, it's typically not a whole lot more. Sometimes it's only $10, $20 more to jump from 6 months to the year. If you think you're going to come back in that annual window, it's worth it. For me, I do 6 months. And for territory, if you're limited territory, that's going to be your Baja trips. I do full territory. Sometimes I'll take the ferry to the mainland. Sometimes I'll cross back and forth on the mainland, and not just do Baja. So I'm going full territory. Liability, you can go as low as 100,000. I recommend going for the highest at 500,000. And then the value of your vehicle. If you have the Kelley Blue Book value, that's a good thing to have. It's also a good thing to keep proof of. If you do go into a claim process, you can reference that. Let's say for this one, we're worth 22,000, and we're not towing anything. If you are, you can put the tow value there. While you're towing down the highway, this policy is going to extend to that towed unit. We'll go for our entrance state, and then nationality, American, Canadian, Mexican. You can also be other nationalities. The plates that we're going to cover are foreign plates, so if this is a Mexican vehicle, we're not going to cover it through this form. Our most common customers are US plated vehicles and Canadian plates. Now this is going to pull up the quote. Okay, now we have 3 insurers here, so 3 different options. Qualitas is often our cheapest option. A lot of people like them. Chubb and HDI we really like. They're easy to work with in the claims process. They tend to be very responsive. I go with Chubb quite a bit personally on my own policies. So this is up to you. Now you can go full coverage, standard, or liability. Liability is a third party coverage. That's your lowest cost option. This is the legal requirement. So now you can go ahead and view the coverages here for liability. It's third party, medical expenses, legal assistance. This is the really important one. Can get you out of trouble. And then the emergency stuff, you get roadside assistance, which is nice, and some travel benefits. Okay, now when you're going into the standard coverage, it's going to take things up to the next level. This is really similar to a policy you would get in the US. All right, so you're working off a deductible for material, total theft. You have your third-party liability, so that's everything included in those liability policies right here. And you have medical expenses, vandalism, partial theft, uninsured motorist deductible, uninsured motorist. These are important. And then you have repairs in the USA and Canada. And that does happen. You might have an accident while you're traveling. You can't get into a shop in time. You're on your way back. Maybe it's just cosmetic, body damage. I had one of those last week, and they're getting it repaired in the U.S. this week. So they'll pay those labor rates when you cross the border, and that's really important. And then you get your legal assistance, and these are some of the things that are also included in your liability policies. And then if you bump up to the full coverage, this is your most robust option. You're going to have more coverages. You're going to have better deductibles. It's really, if you're worried about theft, vandalism, damage, this is what you're going to go with to get the most protection. These are the best policies all around. It is a step up, but the standard coverage is still good. It's still pretty robust. So it just depends on your risk tolerance and what you want to go with. And then you have to choose your insurer. In this case, you could go lowest cost. You could go for middle ground here if you're trying to get full coverage. And these coverages are going to be similar across each insurer, but you can read them out individually if you want. So for this one, let's say we choose HDI. That's a good value for that one. And this is where you're going to go in and you're going to enter all of your customer info. So we'll just go in, say driver's license. Just using some saved random info that I have in here. Say I'm a famous author. And I'll put in my own code here. So this is your personal information. And that's going to get you started. At this point, you're really close to being done. You only have to answer a couple questions, put in your vehicle info, you're going to get a summary, and then you're going to purchase. So if there's anyone under 21 years old, you're not going to be able to finish this form, any drivers under 21. Most of our clients are over 21, so you want to choose that. The vehicle is not registered in Mexico, no commercial activities, no paying passengers. It's not an ATV or off-road vehicle. We insure those separately. If you have an ATV or UTV, we have policies for those. You'll see that category on the website, so you can pull up a specific form for those. It's not designated for different roads other than highways. So if you have a Jeep that's lifted and has good tires and everything, it's capable off-road, obviously, but it's still a highway vehicle. No speed contests. Not participating in a caravan. Some people do. the caravan down in groups, so you can choose that if you want. And there's no body or frame damage. So that's going to pull you into here. And this is where you're going to go ahead and fill in your vehicle info. Say it's a Sierra 1500. Use a saved VIN, plates, and then here you can go ahead and you can add your insurer at home if you'd like. It's optional, not necessary, but in the event that you have an accident, sometimes these insurers in Mexico will work with your insurer across the border when they're paying U.S. labor rates and working to make you whole again. So it doesn't hurt to add it in. Again, you don't have to. That's entirely a personal choice. If you are making a claim at home, you want to get work done in the U.S. or Canada, they might ask for that down the road. Yep, and some of that is active. Okay, so at this point, some of that's my personal vehicle info. It's going to go ahead and it's going to take you to summary, and that just summarizes your address, make sure everything's okay. Agree to the terms. You click through to the purchase, pay with your credit card, and when you check out, it's going to give you a confirmation page, which I'll show you in a second, and that will have your policy. You're also going to get a confirmation email, so everything should be right there. You can download it on the spot, save it to your phone, print it out. I recommend you print it out. I've been asked twice in a lot of years, so it's not common that they're going to ask for your coverage, but it's good to have handy. I just keep it with my registration and all of my other documents. You're going to have this page here. Go ahead and pull up your email as well. In your email, you're going to have all of your policy information and the phone numbers for support. They're all handy right there. Super easy. And then you're going to go ahead and click here. And this is going to download your policy or open it in a tab. Once that's open, then you can download, print, do whatever you need. You can go through and review if you need to double check anything. But that policy is there, and as soon as it's active on your entry date, then it's binding. At that point, you can't make any changes. If you do need last minute changes and the policy has not begun, you can do that. You can get a hold of us and we can make edits. But once it goes into effect, there's nothing we can do. You're insured and you can go ahead and go on your trip. See, this is my personal policy. This is just to show you what it looks like. This is for my old truck, and it is a liability only policy. You're going to have everything listed out in Spanish and in English. It's got everything here. If you go to the bottom, you're going to have all of these phone numbers that are important. So if you have an accident, you can go ahead and report that accident here. There's a direct line. You can use your U.S. cell phone with this. You can use a Mexican number to call toll-free. And if you need assistance, tow truck, roadside, or legal assistance, then these are the phone numbers you're going to use. That's very important, and that's a good reason to keep this on your phone and print it out in your vehicle. Then you have quick access to this. You can also save these numbers on your phone. Not a bad idea. And that's it. Everything is on here that you need. Keep this with you and have a safe trip.